What is up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of Records and Rants. My name is Ice, and with us, as always, is Dixon. How are you?
Ice, great to be back. You and I collaborated in person.
We did.
It was good to see you.
I know it's good. It's good to see you too. I don't remember seeing you too clearly last time we met, but we no, we had a good time. We had a good time.
Too good of a time. And, we always talk about how we're going to improve the show and what we're going to do. And we thought about maybe just having either a microphone or a camera or something documenting all the BTS footage. Might be worthwhile, I think. What do you think?
I think so, too. I think it'd be pretty cool.
For sure. So we're back in the studio. It's great to be back. Ready for everybody's favorite segment? The comments of the week with Ice and Dixon.
That's right, you guys. We're here with the comment of the week, and we had a spicy one, Dixon. We had a spicy one for this one.
Yeah, very good.
Do you have it, or do you want me to read it? Or okay,
I got it right here.
Okay,
yeah, so this is actually in a video that's causing a lot of to this day, a lot of controversy. You and I broke down how we think U2 is at the very least overrated, possibly the worst band of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure that's linked here somewhere. Causing a great deal of stir, and our dislike to like ratio was a little off there for a while, but it seems like it's evened out. But comment on that video from Bako TV, Bako TV. So this is pretty funny. This is the typical discussion of two people have not created anything, have not contributed anything, and want to criticize those who do take risks. Quote, I don't like his nickname. It seems pretentious to me, end quote. It's a nickname, exclamation point, period. Pretentious is criticizing art without putting anything on the table. Sad. Go create something and be proud about it. Okay, very good. So we are creating this video in response to what this guy was saying, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've created a lot. I haven't even looked at the number of videos that we've created, but like we put a lot of time into this channel. Like we create something, but at the same time, I don't think you need to create something to criticize something. Like, am I not able to criticize a car that I don't like because I don't manufacture vehicles in my spare time? You know,
really good point. Very good point.
I think.
Yeah,
but no, I'm just saying, if you're consuming the product or whatever it is, I think you have a right to criticize it. That's all I'm saying.
That's a spot on analysis. You're absolutely correct. Yeah, you're absolutely right. So that's true. We have side projects. We haven't disclosed them here, but you and I have side projects, and I believe one of the channels has the phrase "made it" in the title. So you are making something. So that is what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh well. Well, you can't please everybody, so yeah. Thanks, Bako.
I guess not. Yeah.
Thanks for everything. All right, that was this week's.
Yeah, thanks.
That was this week's comment of the week. Now, Ice, back to you.
All right, guys. So today we are talking about Beyonce. You saw the title, but this is kind of an interesting one because she took her step into country, and I didn't expect this at all. I remember my fiance a couple weeks ago. She's like, "Did you hear Beyonce's new song?" I was like, "No, I didn't." Like, and I was like, thinking, "What's the big deal about it?" Well, she's like, "Oh, it's a country song."
Right.
And we're talking about Texas Hold'em. But Dixon, you said there was another song as well, 16 Carriages.
Yeah. So there's actually a song. This is from the forthcoming album, Act 2. This is a sort of the bookend of a trilogy, and there's two singles that were released: Texas Hold'em, which has gone semi-viral, and 16 Carriages. Right. So this is like the first I've heard of obviously Beyonce going country. Apparently she had tried this before with a song called Daddy Lessons on the album Lemonade, which is fantastic. Lemonade is so good. And I'll tell you what, I wouldn't say I'm a Beyonce fan, right? Mm-hmm. I think for a while she got to that Taylor Swift level of annoyance as far as the fans and, oh my God, Queen Bee, all this kind of stuff, right?
I agree.
I'll tell you what, Lemonade slaps. Lemonade is a really good album. Yes, really? Lemonade. I remember when it came out. It's a really good album, and it's that sort of, she's taking on Jay-Z for being unfaithful to her. It's her response to his infidelity. Excellent album. I don't recall the song Daddy Lessons all that much, but Texas Hold'em, 16 Carriages. I think are incredible songs. I love them. I'm not pretending that they're bad. I'm not pretending that they're pretentious, that
Hmm.
they're not real country. Who the heck cares? These songs are so good. They slap, to use that phrase again for the second time this video. They slap. They absolutely slap. I think they hit. They're good, and I really enjoy them.
I 100% agree with you, and I didn't expect this at all. The
Sorry, not to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
Before we get hate the comments, this is the second. This would make sense. This is Act Two. This is the second installment of her 3 album trilogy or whatever it's going to be.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Anyway,
So,
yeah, good.
so is Texas Hold'em off of an album?
Yes, it's going to be from the forthcoming Act Two to be released on March 29th.
Gotcha. Okay, so we're all right.
Yes,
Well, hey, we're looking forward to that. You know what, Dixon? I think we should do a review of that. Just
we should.
because you said Lemonade
Sure.
was so good, and I think I want to listen to Lemonade as well.
Oh my gosh, yes, you have to check it out. And it's going to be something different that you're not used to. And that's what makes it good. But it's so good, and I think it's so good without being in your face and over the top and being everywhere that
Hmm.
you can really still enjoy it.
That's awesome. And I was looking at so I was looking into like her country upbringing. So I'm like, did this really just like come out of nowhere? Because like there's a controversy and we could talk about that. But
Oh,
yeah, did you didn't hear about this?
I don't know if I did. Go ahead. Anyway, have
So
at it.
yeah, so Beyonce actually has like kind of a country background. She used to go to the rodeo with her family. She's from Texas. She had like a rodeo clothing line and all this stuff. So
Wow.
she's more country than who could I say that she's more country than?
Who could possibly be?
Let's say Luke Bryan. Let's just say.
This is pull Luke Bryan out of thin air.
But yeah, so I see that stuff and I'm like, oh, it's actually kind of cool. Like this is actually kind of going back to where she grew up and stuff she used to do with her family. Like I said, she used to perform at the rodeo every single year. Pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing, kind of ironic actually, is the controversy surrounding it, because there was one country station, and I'm sure a lot of others have been like this as well, where they refuse to play this song because they say it is not true country.
Oh my gosh, you're telling me Florida Georgia Line is true country?
Yeah, exactly.
This is one of the more Texas Hold'em and 16 Carriages are two of the most country songs I've heard in the last few years, and I'll tell you why. Because I think country
Yes.
music, there's a certain persona ascribed to it. Trucks and beer and the good stuff. Everybody has the good stuff, whatever
Yeah.
that is, right?
Whatever that is, yeah.
Right. Country music is rural, it's raw, it's honest, it's from your soul. And that's what makes Beyonce songs country, especially the country sound, obviously, right?
Mhm.
And that's that Americana influence from the Western culture and African American culture, putting it all together. Back in the day, and you had mixed with blues, you had Hank Williams, and you had Elvis even take that a little bit further. That's why this is more country than anything you're probably going to hear on country radio today, and I'm going to stand by that statement.
I completely 100% agree. There's something, I always talk about this. I always say the feelings and stuff like that. When you listen to Texas Hold'em, I think it brings you back. It's to more of a classic. I know it's country pop, but a
Right.
lot of it really feels like it's going back in time to like the golden era of country, like in the 90s and things like that. And
Sure, yeah.
it's kind of it's more of like a classic kind of beat and music, and even the way that she performs it, I think it feels more country, like you said, than a lot of the country songs, quote unquote, that are out right now.
Definitely. No, 100%. I think you're right. And I think there's actually an instrumental, just the instrumental from Texas Hold'em, and that's like really good country western bluegrass esque, track. It really
Oh
is.
yeah.
Plus, her vocals are fantastic, and I was interested to see what the songwriters look like. Beyonce Knowles was credited on both of these songs as a writer,
Yeah.
and she has a few other people that have written these songs with her. But I mean, she's involved in this process, and she describes this period that she was in. This is during COVID, where she kind of put these idea of like a 3 album set or whatever. The concept of
Mhm.
that she outlined describes it as the most creative period of her life, most creative period of her career, and you can see that that's happening here for sure. Because I think I don't know how honest she's being, but it's really, you can tell there's a lot of soul behind this whole thing.
Yes, I totally. And you could literally just tell that just from listening to it. You don't even have to
Definitely.
even see her talking about it or read the articles about it. You get that. And I think that's super rare to be able to listen to a song and say, "Wow, there's soul in this. Like it's authentic, it's real."
Yeah, for sure. I think you're absolutely right. I think that's the music you and I prefer. We talked about that. We talk about uh, a lot of that kind of things, and we always say the art aspect of it,
Yeah.
the feeling aspect, the honesty of it is important. And you could see the new Kanye album review, and we said, well, maybe he wasn't all that,
Yeah.
wasn't really bearing his soul on some of these lyrics, but here you
Sure.
could kind of really just the emotion behind her performance, her vocals really hit home.
They definitely did. And Dixon, I got to say this. I have you to thank for this because I remember when I first started listening to all these songs and stuff, like we could go way back in our
Yeah,
catalog. And I feel like I used to come at this from a very I guess technical or whatever I feel about it. But when you when you take the ego out of it and just take a step back and look at the art of it, you
right.
you
Yeah,
get to appreciate everything really. It's like, okay, I might not
yeah,
like this, but like there's an art behind it. There's a like I said, an authenticity, there's soul behind it. There's someone poured their soul out into something like this. And I think that's why when you look at something like this, I think you can't say that this is fake because a lot of people are saying that.
yeah. I think particularly on 16 carriages. I mean, if you look at the lyrics,
Hmm.
and I'm just going to read two stanzas here. 16 carriages driving away, while I watch them ride with my dreams away to the summer sunset on a holy night on a long black road. All the tears I fight, right? And then after the this, there's a second verse. It's been umpteen summers, and I'm not in my bed on the back of the bus in a bunk with the band. Going so hard, gotta choose myself, underpaid and overwhelmed. I might cook clean, but still won't fold. Still working on my life, only God knows. And that's a
Wow.
pretty good, it's a pretty good lyric. I mean, that's pretty, and, the personal issues, everything else she's dealt with, and she's been public about it.
Hmm.
And Jay-Z going back and forth and all these kind of things. Um, I think there's that hey, I'm here, I'm doing my thing, and I take care of business.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of how it is.
Yeah, definitely. And you have to I mean, I know that there's some people of color who listen to country music. I mean, you have what's his name, Darius Rucker from
Yeah,
he's a big country star. But I think it's a good thing because it gives even more people access to country music, or at least it says
sure,
like, okay, hey, I could do this too, kind of thing. It gets more
for sure.
people involved, and they were praising her for that too. People that actually like it. Um,
Right.
yeah, I don't know. I I keep thinking about it in my head, the controversy surrounding it. And I just don't get it. I think it's ridiculous. Like you said, Florida Georgia Line. Like I don't. I feel like I don't talk crap on them enough, but at the same time, I almost feel like they're tongue in cheek because they're
Yeah,
so ridiculous.
sure.
But again, this is way more. This one song is way more authentic than anything that Florida Georgia Line came out with.
or your favorite Lucas Bryan for
Yes,
sure.
of course, of course.
Yeah, and I think that's true too. I think it's really a good song. It's good songs, and I'm looking forward to the album. There was actually some controversy also around her previous country endeavor, "Daddy Lessons" from the song from the album Lemonade.
Hmm.
Um, there was a this so there's this thing about this black cowboy culture. And, Little Nas X had the Old Town Road.
Yes,
Um,
yeah.
the song has been credited as this is from Wikipedia has been credited as starting a trend of pop stars toying with American West and Southern aesthetics, as well as setting the precedent for the yeehaw agenda, the trend of reclaiming black cowboy culture through music and fashion. And there was also there was outlets going back and forth about, Beyonce's left-leaning politics, and she's crossing over into the conservative wing of America with country music, and there was a lack of support for that move from certain aspects that she should stay away from it.
Oh my God.
But at the very least, when you think about the idea of like empowerment, taking something over, reclaiming it, like you said,
Right.
giving access to other people, that's truly a groundbreaking moment.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's ridiculous too, saying that it's a right wing. What do they say? A right wing genre or something?
Yeah, yeah. She's going into the conservative kind of thing.
Oh,
At one point, she was on CM. The songs were on CMA, and then CMA stopped playing them. It was a real strange, it's a very strange
wow.
kind of thing. Yeah, so it's kind of So they said, here it is, right here. From Vox, of course, it's from Vox.
Yeah.
Beyonce's liberal-leaning politics, some of it is rooted in her perceived lack of country cred, and some of it was downright racist. And that's what she went to the CMA Association Awards. She was there, and they said it's she shouldn't be there. She has no business being there because of the possible racist undertones in country music. But if you listen to Florida Georgia Line, I mean, there's no, I don't know where you would find racism in particular.
No.
In modern day country music, that's on the radio, especially. Darius Rucker, like you said, from Hootie and the Blowfish, has had a very successful career. Little Nas X ran into the country realm, and I think really kind of kicked off the quote black cowboy aesthetic, that kind of thing.
Right.
So, like we said about empowerment, you take over something that, okay, if people don't like you, the ultimate defeat is infiltrating and taking it over.
Exactly.
Making it your own, So who the heck knows? If that's really is true, then there you go. Then she's doing really, really good things.
Yeah, exactly. Should be praising her for it. I don't know.
For sure.
That is pretty funny. Did you also know that with this song, she became the first black woman to write a #1 song on country charts?
Really?
Yeah.
That's
pretty interesting. Yeah.
That is cool.
That is pretty neat. But yeah,
I'm definitely a fan.
Yeah, no, I am too. I would do we even rate songs? Do we rate albums and artists? I don't think we've ever rated a song.
We ever rated a song. All right, so let's do this.
Sure.
Right. So if we know that these are the singles, now the singles have got to be okay. They're a single for a reason, right?
Absolutely.
If this is an indication of how the album is going to be, this will be the first Beyonce album I've ever purchased, and I am looking forward to it. And I would give this, honestly. So if we're looking objectively, right? Mm-hmm. If we're saying 5 is somewhere in the middle, 10 is great, 1 is no good. It's got to be like close to a 7, 8, possibly a 9 for me when I listen to these songs, because they're catchy. I think they're honest. I think they're good. Mm-hmm. And that's just where it is. Yeah,
I was going to say 8. I was going to put it up there with an 8 as far as how much I enjoy it, the art of it. How interesting it is that, it's kind of like I know you said that she's dabbled in this before, but I feel like this is like a really coming out moment. And it's like, this is the single off the album. It's a country song. Sure. I think that's really cool. But yeah, and you know what? It gets me excited for her next album, because like you said, if it's like this, if this is the single off the album and it's reflective of what's going to be on there, it's probably going to be awesome. And I think I really got to listen to Lemonade too.
Oh my gosh. I'll tell you what, it is, it's good. It's kind of like, it was at first it was like a guilty pleasure kind of thing. And there's a couple songs there that I still listen to in rotation. But the country thing is, Lana Del Rey, her new album is supposed to be country. She's working with producers and writers in Nashville.
Yeah.
She did I think we mentioned this. She did like a tour of the southern United States. She was at an Oklahoma football game. She was in Waffle House in Alabama.
See, like that's
real
cool.
Sad. Yeah, it is really cool. But isn't it like a sad thing? Like, oh yeah, like American culture, Waffle House. And,
I guess when you look
in college football, like what I mean, like in reality, like, oh, these are things I have to do to get a feel for what everybody's about.
I guess you're kind of right when you put it that way.
I'm excited for it. I'm excited for this country thing, because you and I have, let's be honest, much to the disbelief of our commenter of the week. You and I have dabbled in country music and country music creation, so we enjoy it.
We have. And I mean, you're a lot of people don't know this. You're a poet. You're a lyricologist. You you have writing chops. We'll put it. We'll leave it
Chops.
there. Yeah, you got chops.
Wow. Oh, wow. I feel very very pleased, very honored that you would suggest that. And
Oh,
think
you
that.
do. I'm just saying.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you know, we this is why this is why we collaborate so well.
Exactly.
We have such a good back and forth. And yeah, so I'm excited about where the future is going for Beyonce.
Yeah.
she needs a break in her career.
I know. Yeah, for God's sakes. Well, Beyonce, thank you for the country album. And guys, thank you for listening. We appreciate it as always. I think were we on a little hiatus? We didn't record last week, right?
We're on a little hiatus. We were
we were doing
traveling
things.
and
We were
that
doing
kind
things.
of thing. You know, yeah, we were making things happen. Now, heading up, spring is going to spring any minute now. Spring is springing.
That's right.
It's rebirth, reborn. We're doing things, and what a great time to join this channel for the road to 1K.
Yes, 1K. If you have been a longtime listener, you'll know that we're trying to make an effort to hit 1,000 by the end of the year, but we cannot do it without you guys. So, guys, listen to Dixon, for God's sakes. Hit that subscribe button, like the video, comment on it, and maybe you will be featured on Dixon's new segment, which is, of course, as we all know, Comment of the Week.
The comment of the week, maybe comment of the year coming up.
That would be cool. Oh my God, a great idea. Great idea for an end of the year show would be to just like pick out like the best things from that we've done, and then the best like song, the favorite song. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. A year-end wrap-up, our favorite comment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we could track these things. A comment of the week, and we can make it happen.
That'd be neat. That'd be neat. Yeah.
For sure, man.
Very cool. Well, guys, as always, thanks for listening, and we will see you in the next one.
Peace.